Good afternoon. I'm in the Henui forest. Hi, by the way, my name is Kulia, and Kulia. It's a Hawaiian name. I lived in Hawaii for over 23 years and raised my son there most of his life. And here I am at the Henui forest in New Plymouth, and it's in the Welburn area, and it is just such a huge forest. And if you just heard that, that was one of the Henui calls. This is one of my favorite places, and the thing that I love about New Plymouth, and one of the many things I love about New Zealand, are the native birds. Every area that you go to, you'll see maybe a different kind of native bird. There's so many different kinds of native birds that I saw here, but here we are. And this beautiful, all native trees here. The forest, the trees are so tall. And I just feel so completely at peace. And this is what builds up my chi, is my life force energy. I'm a Reiki master, and I love things that help me to build up my life force energy, because there's so many things in this world that can just bring you down with worry and just emotion. And the best way to build the chi is just to go in nature and listen to these beautiful birds and listen to the beautiful sounds of nature. I'm just walking down to the river right now, and it's just so incredibly peaceful. I hope that you can hear the incredible bird calls that I'm hearing right now with this video. And the birds, the Henui birds, are just so embedded in the Maori culture. There's a beautiful museum called Puke Ariki here in New Plymouth. And there was a beautiful exhibit that was all about the birds, and I would just sit in the beanbag chairs and watch the incredible, beautiful show before me. And I'd go in quite a bit. It's a free museum, but it's quite a great museum for children and adults. And there's also a wonderful art museum as well. And the Wingwand Len Lai, he's the famous artist from this area. And they have an incredible exhibit of his here, and it's always there. And really, really great. So here is the kawakawa, and it just grows abundantly everywhere. And you can use it as a poultice, you can use it as a wonderful tea to drink. It has well over 500 different properties. If you ever get to come here to New Zealand, that would be one of the many favorite things that I love about this country, is the nature and the bird life. And I just absolutely love the way people talk and their accent, and most people are just very polite and very pleasant. Of course, everywhere you go, in every country, every village and every town, it's going to have a different vibe to it. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's always going to be a little bit different. The trees are going to have a different vibe to them. But I just love being nestled in this forest and going for a walk. And this Te Henui trail, it really goes a long way. And you could also do it on a mountain bike. But it even goes by the river, different parts of town. It is just really big and really tremendous. And people love to walk around Mount Taranaki. There's huts that you can go to, and it's just a great place to explore, have a holiday. And many people come to the Taranaki, they never really want to leave. It's really beautiful. Well, I think I'm going to just head back. I've got still a lot of things to do before I fly out. I've been here for over 2 years. This is my third winter here. And it does get a bit chilly. We get those southerlies and it can get quite chilly. We've been lighting a fire every night, which is really cozy. Some people just love to sit by a fire and read a book. But I'm ready to go back to the tropics, and I'm ready to go spend more time on the ocean. And it's cold weather, although today is quite mild. Doesn't always agree with me because I've been living in the tropics for the last 30 years. But it's been such a wonderful place to be. And the first time I ever heard a tui, and I've seen a tui up in the tree, it was just such an amazing experience for me. Both of my parents are bird watchers, and they always got me into birds. New Zealand is a great place to go bird watching. Love those ferns, they're just beautiful. Wow, there's some really beautiful fern shoots here. Here we are heading down to the river now. You can hear the river. So peaceful. This is a place to really just meditate and be at one with nature. One of my very favorite things to do, really. And it's really great here in New Plymouth because you can still have a little bit of city life and you still have a little bit of things going on. It's not much of a big city for those big city people, but you still have enough going on, everything accessible. But then all this, you still really get away with. I really feel like I'm away in nature. It's nice to see other people walking their dogs or hiking or biking on this trail. It's one of my favorite trails. There's a couple of actually backpacker places that are really close to here. I prefer not to go to backpackers anymore. It can get really crowded, and some of the people that work there aren't really that much of people, having patience to deal with people. I've experienced here, come from different countries that work there. Sometimes they just be a lot nicer, and definitely part of the reason why you want to go traveling is to de-stress and just have some little peace and quiet to yourself. But it's a really good social place, sometimes backpackers, and certain backpackers, you get people of all ages. And it just depends on the backpackers and where exactly how exactly it's managed and micromanaged, and who the owners are. And usually when the owners are working and they have a lot of patience to work with people, that's the best. They're not always the most patient people that I've come across. Booking.com is a really good place to go if you want to get yourself someplace to stay. Anyway, here we are down at the river. We're on the Henui trail that is really enormous, and it goes so many different parts of New Plymouth. There are so many different districts. Right now we're in the Welburn area that's really close to the school, the Polytechnic. If you're interested in going to school here in New Zealand, it's not like any other country. I mean, unless you're like a top A student and you're used to getting 100% on your tests. Some of the courses you should look into before signing up because they're on a pass-fail basis. If you want to live here in New Zealand, well, there's a lot of avenues you can go through. Mostly it's the type of work that you do. It's not like it used to be here in New Zealand or Australia, though a lot of times they pay better than other countries. But you have to decide whether the type of work and the type of work experience that you have is what they're looking for. And that's pretty much everywhere internationally, wherever you go. So anyway, I'm going to listen for some more tui birds and try to spot some up in the trees. Some of the trees are really, really big up here. So anyway, ciao for now and see you on the next adventure. Here we are in the majestic area of the Taranaki, right on the river. You can hear the river in the background. And there's the snow up on the mountain.